Hey there.
Hi, welcome to Curious Collection. I'm Will.
I'm Cinnamon.
So today we're going to talk about what didn't sell.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to go through our inventory today, and in our storeroom, if it's Christmas, we're going to put another set of eyes on it. What we did today is, again, it's going to be a what didn't sell video, which is kind of contrary to what everybody else is doing out there. But, I want to talk about the type of stuff that we've had in our inventory for a year or more that did not sell. And we're going to kind of try to analyze what it is that we did wrong. So, is it photos? Is it price points? Is it the item? So we'll get right into it here. We've got a lot of bear ornaments. There's 16 ornaments here that you can see. They're all different brands. They're all different styles.
Like this one is like that 80s bell.
Right. I think that's Homco. That would be like a Homco brand.
And then this one here is like a little resin. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a bear person. And then we've got like a little wooden basket.
Right. So we had these listed for $18.99 for the 16-piece lot.
Right. That's like $1 a piece.
Right. Free shipping. And they didn't sell.
No.
So here's what I think. I think that people want... I know that there's people out there that want bear ornaments. I know that people love teddy bears. I know that it's popular. Maybe we should have done a better job in identifying the individual pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe selling, there's 3-piece white bears in there that are porcelain, separating those out, listing them separate. We probably could have put a $12.99 price tag on that, and they would have sold with free shipping.
Mm-hmm.
We would have made about $4. They've been in our inventory for over a year because we haven't gone back and addressed the fact that if you're just looking for a specific style, you don't want to have to buy all of them.
No, I find that the lots don't really work for me particularly. I've tried to do like some Christmas jewelry lots of like 3 and 4 pieces so that people could save on their shipping. But I think the problem is even if they like one of the pieces, they don't want the other pieces. So they don't want to pay for the other pieces.
Right.
Even though like a set of 4 might be the same price as like one of my other brooches.
It's perception.
Yeah.
It's perception. They feel like they have to pay for extra stuff, even though if you were to separate it and sell it individually, it's still
more.
the same price.
Yeah.
So next up, we've got this set, 16-piece glass Christmas ornaments.
And it's like sports. And again, you would think.
$11.99 free ship is what we were asking on this. We literally cannot go any lower because we'll be losing any amount of profitability just due to shipping and eBay fees.
Yeah.
So again, I think the problem is that if you're a sports enthusiast and you love basketball, we probably should have lotted the basketballs together. Mm-hmm. The golf balls should have been sold together. The soccer balls should have been sold together.
Right. If your son plays, football, then you don't care about the softballs. If your daughter plays softball, you probably don't care about the soccers.
Right. So again, the perception that you have to pay extra for extra pieces that you don't want. I think on those, honestly, I think we're going to go back and we're going to readdress those and we'll probably relist them. But we're going to relist them for $11.99 for just the 2 golf balls and see how it goes. Yeah. Because again, I think it's a great item.
They are.
All of the stuff in front of us that we don't relist is going to the auction house this Friday to be sold next Tuesday.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to go through about 200 items out of our inventory. And
aren't you so jealous of us?
And delist all of the stuff that we just don't think we have a chance to sell in the upcoming year. Mm-hmm. If we can't sell it, why are we holding on to it?
Well, and if we're holding it through 2 Q4s and it's not selling, then clearly it needs to go.
Right.
Or change.
Right. So next up, we've got this 13-inch wire basket sleigh that we seriously had listed for $12.
I thought this was great. How wonderful would this be on the center of your kitchen table? And, you know what? Maybe I'll throw it on my kitchen table. Put my hot sauce and salts and stuff in there. Goodness.
So, again, it was listed at $11.99. It's been listed for 2 years. This is its third Christmas. It literally had 2 views in the last 30 days. No watchers, no interest. It's unbranded. It's something that you would, impulse buy possibly at your local craft shop. It's just not worth the space that it takes up on the shelf at this point. And honestly, if we sold it for $12, it's probably going to cost us more than $12 shipping because that is a wire frame. Next up, we've got this Thomas Kingcade Mountain Chapel wall plaque. And this is an absolutely beautiful piece, but it's still in its original box. I'm not taking it all out, but you can see there, that's the product. It's got the description. It's got little prayers that hang off the side of the church, so you can change them.
Right.
And, I thought that would be a great item. We were offering it for $28.99. In the last 30 days, it's had 1 view. Now, I think this is a little bit different in that it's Thomas Kingcade themed. And Thomas Kingcade is not popular anymore. I don't want to offend anybody, but it's just not as popular as it was maybe in the early 2000s, late 90s.
Yeah.
So we've determined that there is no future for that product in our store. We're getting rid of it. Next up, we've got Department 56. These are the Choir of Angel votive candle holders. And so
again, we thought slam dunk, Department 56. Everybody loves Department 56.
In the original box. But when we did further examination, we found it's missing the globe for the candle. So it's broken. And we shouldn't have listed it. We had it listed for $7.99 plus calculated shipping. If you go any lower than that, are you really making any money?
Right.
No. So it's time to go away. That's been in our store for 3 years, taking up shelf space and taking up head space. And I think that that's really something that needs to be addressed. Is every time you look at something and it creates this animosity in your soul.
Right, because clearly I'm a failure because I choose products that just don't move.
Right. So again, none of the items that you see today were purchased individually. They were all purchased as part of lots. We may have addressed it, looked at it initially and said, well, maybe individually it's not worth the money. So we'll try to lot it up or we'll try to do something with it in order to try to capture some profit. And sometimes that works for us. And, in this case, it didn't. So next up, we've got this 6-piece paper mache ornaments. These are amazing.
Cool too. I don't know if you can see, but I mean, they're like old world. They're like paper mache. Yeah. They're real pretty. Yeah. They got like barns and stuff.
Right. So vintage ornaments are popular. We sell a lot of mercury glass ornaments from the 40s through the 80s. I don't think it's the fact. I think that may be a factor is that people are looking for specific types of vintage, not necessarily made in China paper mache.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't put them on my tree.
It may have also been slightly overpriced. We had it at $17.99, but I'm not enthused about the product, so it's going out the door. Next up, we've got this Christmas Village Chapel. Now, this has had 19 views. It was priced at $18.99 free ship, but again, it's missing the box.
No light,
and it's unbranded. So, people are looking for this type of product, but it needs to have a name brand. It needs to be in the original box, and it needs to be complete. So that one is out the door. Again, that part came as part of a very large collection.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd give it a shot. And
like we said, I just don't think we're going to do Village anymore anyway. It's just not our jam.
So yesterday we had shipped out a Coke Village piece. After shipping, after all the input costs, our profit on it was between $5 and $6.
I thought you said 4.
No, it was like 6. Closer to 6. But again, it wasn't, it just wasn't worth the hassle and the amount of space that something like that takes up. If you can think about like our jewelry.
We talk about the fact that like we run this business out of our home. So we have our office is like, we have a 3-bedroom house. So the boy has a room, we have a room, and then the third room is the office. And then we have this weird little like den that we've converted into our stock room. So we really don't have too much room, and those big old, a lot of these bigger pieces, they just don't fit in with our model of small, throw it in an envelope, put it in a file cabinet.
Right. Free ship.
Right.
Right.
So
it's hard to offer free shipping on things that weigh more than 4 pounds because the variable of distance just gets to be too much.
It does. So we, these are just things that we just have to bite the bullet and say, you know what, we gave it a shot, and they have to go away now.
Yeah. So we've got Santa with his bag of toys. This 6.5-inch resin,
it's super cute.
Right, it is. And I could see this at my grandmother's house, yes. Or I could see this, in a, some type of public setting or something like that.
Right. How great would that look? Just sitting on the counter, in your doctor's office or whatever,
right. So he was listed for $12.99. It's resin. We don't have a box for it. There's no styrofoam to ship it in. So again, it's out the door. Mm-hmm. We've got these hand-painted music box snowmen. They are ceramic. It probably was a homemade project. So interesting. Not really my thing.
Yeah. Inside it says Pico.
Yeah, it's got the person's right. The person's name's inside of it. So it was probably like a high school project, something along those lines. $18.99 was what we were asking. I don't know if it was $10 we could have sold it. It's just not something. It's just not for everyone. It's
not. Like if that wasn't your kid that made it, then it'd be hard to part with money to buy it.
Next up, we've got a Cape Hatteras nautical lighthouse. Now, this is a really cool piece.
It is.
It's a great decorative piece. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's really functional, but it was a great decorative piece.
Right.
This is on the bottom. It says it came from Joanne. So again, it's a 2002 birdhouse. Somebody probably had it hanging in their home, and we had it listed for $28.99 free ship, which I think is probably twice as much as we should have asked. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, to ship something that large, it's going to be over a pound. It's going to put you into the 2-pound rate. We're looking at realistically $10 of that to go towards shipping.
Right.
So you can't be really under $18.99 or something to even make any money on it.
Right. So, and that's not including the eBay fees and,
Yeah. So that's got to go. It's only had one view in the last 30 days and no watchers. Mm-hmm. Next up, we've got this walking Santa Claus. Now, he is amazing. It's super cool, vintage, Hong Kong.
We even did a video of it in action.
So the thing is, he plays music and he's supposed to dance.
He doesn't dance.
He doesn't dance.
No.
He rock and rolls. He doesn't dance. $18.99 is what we were asking on him. He's a cool vintage piece. I thought somebody might pick him up just as a novelty item. Again, that's free shipping. There's really no way for us to be able to make any money below that price point. Mm-hmm. So he's going to the auction. He's going to find a new home. That item had 91 views. So there was a serious demand. People really wanted to buy him, but
not when he's broken. But
without being able to have the movement, no one's interested.
See, nobody wants you if you don't dance.
Yes, dear. The last item that we've got today is the Left in China holly-footed coffee cups. Now, this is something that we find to be universal, is that society and culture is changing. Mm-hmm. Sitting down at the coffee table, having your morning coffee with a biscotti or some coffee cake just isn't as popular as it used to be. Now, it's a great pattern.
It is.
Left
it's
in
totally
makes
iconic.
Right.
With the little footed end and all that stuff. But I'm sorry, my coffee gets cold. I need my tumbler. I don't want a coffee cup.
So we had those listed. It was a 2-piece set, excellent condition, $24.99. So again, probably overpriced. But again, the demand on this type of product, coffee cups, unless it's like a novelty cup or, we've sold some coffee cups that with Starbucks,
Yeah.
The Office, Mickey Mouse,
Pop
Jack
culture
Skellington.
stuff.
Right. Those types of items will sell. But unfortunately, the more decorative pieces like this, there's just no demand. As an example, this item has one watcher, 0 views in the last 30 days. So it's literally Christmas season, and it's not even getting any traction. So, that's our assessment on these products. If you've got some other ideas about what we should have done to get these items to sell, I think not listing them probably would have been the best decision on the majority of the pieces.
But that's the thing, is that unfortunately there is a cost to your education. And part of that cost is that, you have to learn what does and doesn't sell. So, and what works for you and your business may be much different than what works for us and our business. And again, that's great, because that's what puts diversity into eBay. If we had more depth into the, category of coffee cups, then maybe I don't want more depth in the category of coffee cups anyway, but it is the cost of education. Some of these items are just not going to sell, and we're not going to go that direction anymore. And that's okay too.
Right. So, again, that cost of education was that we had to painstakingly research items that aren't going to sell. We had to take all the photos of items that aren't going to sell, and we had to list and hold on to these items for over a year at our own detriment, just so that we could learn a lesson. And lesson learned.
We are, yes.
Lesson learned. So with that, I'm going to let everyone go, but I appreciate you stopping in and see what we're up to today.
All right. Thanks so much, guys. Like, subscribe, comment down below. What things don't work for you?